What is required of a doctor? Because my parents tried to do this. My parents actually have a 6th grade education, and they try to make all of us doctors. They didn't succeed, right? But his brother, he is older, and the parents had the money to send him to school because school costs money in Africa. He has 4 doctors out of his 6 kids. So the makeup and the pedigree.
One guy and his dad was a surgeon, and most of them are doctors. But
I said, listen, kids with a 4th grade reading level, they can still be successful. Information security, cybersecurity, coding, all of this stuff. Just don't send them down a route of failure. This is actually the point I wanted to make on this. My wife is very studious. She's going to teach our children to be very studious. I am not studious. I am a workhorse, right? I am an orator. I'm somebody that can get in front of people and make things happen. That's why, I taught for all those years in higher education, right? So I'm a nurse. I work with people. Like, I'm people oriented, that type of stuff. So I believe that you play to people's strengths and you'll have a great society. There is absolutely nothing wrong with the boy being a realtor if he has really good sales skills that he learned talking from selling things on the block. You said, I'm just saying, work with people where they're strong. Stop aspiring society into things they'll never be. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I don't necessarily also think that a 4-year degree, like, even though I'm in education, I'm an educator, and that's probably what you hear, like, between Shan and I, is that we're going to push that. We're in that field, and we know, not just in this society, but when you look across the board, that they say the number one thing that improves a society is the education aspect of it. So I would never promote not educating yourself. Now, I do believe that not everyone needs to educate themselves in the same way. I don't think it's necessary that everybody needs to go to a 4-year college. Yeah. I think there are other ways that you can educate yourself in order to, be able to provide for yourself and be able to be independent and live. And I do think that that's one of the things where the school system falls short, is because we're trying to gear everybody into college, where there are, like you said, internships that you can do, apprenticeships that you can do, things like that you can learn in order to, obtain a career. So I do agree with you on that.
Boys, they're having the up. Go ahead.
But and then too, and then, of course, I do not have an ideal situation. I do not. I would never put single parenthood on anybody. You understand what I'm saying? But to say that, I'm a single mom, and I think my son is an exceptional. He's exceptional. He just.
But
is.
You were a teacher. You were a teacher. That's kind of expected of you. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, I guess
the teacher kid is bad. Like, come on, like. They always
right. So I think that it can be done. It's gonna take, but and then too, I don't mind co-parenting. So I think it can be done, and I just always like to. I always see potential that some people don't see, and sometimes I think that we take, like Mistaken said it earlier, we take the easy route out because we want fast money, and sometimes slow money is long money. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? Luckily, we do have cybersecurity and all those things where you can go get trades and everything. But I even have a homeboy. He has his degree, and he said even the money, because he's in IT as well. But he said it's kind of like RN versus BRN. I think that's what that's called, BSN. He said you both nurses, but that doesn't mean your pay gonna be the same. You understand what I'm saying? Said that goes the same way when it comes to IT. Guys get the fast trade in IT, but their pay not gonna list. The pay, even though we're doing the same thing, the pay is not going to be the same because they do acknowledge the degree. Does that make sense?
Well, I was going to say that they do acknowledge the degree if it comes with experience. Experience is is more value than a degree now. But what I acknowledge for boys, especially boys that come from single parent homes, do not go to college and compete with these. Do not go to college and compete. You can't compete. If your mom want to teach you, hold on. If your mom want a teacher like you and taught you how to be a student, don't go to college. If you weren't taught how to be a student, don't go to college. If you don't study for at least
discipline, if you
don't exactly, because most kids are not disciplined like that. That's why I want boys to go to the military. They even need to have military high schools. Somebody needs to get you right.
They have ROTC in high school.
Yeah, but these boys aren't going. That's what I'm saying. These boys, like your mama, need to push you. Don't push him into college. Like, remember, like, go to college. So you take his butt to the military. I am about to hit 100% disability this year. That is like more than per year. That's more than my salary for the first 5 years after college, just on disability. You can get that plus your retirement if you don't know what you want to do with your life. I dare my son to be like, "Well, Daddy, I don't know what I want to do." Well, let's go on down to the Navy office. I got something for you.
That's exactly what I did to my son.
You think you about to sit in my damn house?
I agree with all of that. Let me ask you a question, Sugar Mike. Who told you to go to the military?
I did. So I wanted to go. I told you I wasn't actually smart. I wasn't smart. I wanted to go to the military, but the war just started in like 2004 when I graduated high school. So my mom was like, hell no. And sent me to college. I did nothing but party and throw parties for 4 years straight. So
I think earlier
I got out and I went.
I think earlier in the conversation, you kind of put together my point for me when you were saying that your father's brother, his kids are doctors.
Yeah.
And then your father came up. So they did that in Nigeria?
No, UK. They're in the UK.
So they okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, doctors don't get paid that much in Africa like here. They don't even get paid that much in the UK, which is weird.
Yeah, because
that's the healthcare system.
It's like it's within their little healthcare system versus here. It's like insurance paid. You get raped. Yeah, you could just get anybody for their money.
All over with the process when you leave the UK to come to the United States.
Like, well, the UK is better. The UK is the training process is better. It's easier.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm just saying you still have to go through a process here. It doesn't have the reciprocity.
Like those places like Ukraine and all they put them through the ringer. At the university I was teaching at, we have people teaching class because we have full doctors from the Ukraine, Russia, and all that. They won't accept their MD because they just won't. So they just got to teach. We just make them.
I get so crazy because I had two different situations. I had a guy who I met who lived in the UK, and he was saying that how he had to start the whole process like basically over again because they were making it so hard because he was a doctor in the UK to come to the United States. But on the flip side, I met a guy here who was an oncologist. He's a scientist, but he became an oncologist. And he said in the United States, they make you specialize in one area, meaning if you want to do like breast reconstruction, you had to focus on breast reconstruction. He said, but I was able to get permission to go to the UK because they give you all in one. Like they'll do every stage of breast cancer. Like, so he was able to be the oncologist, plus the surgery, plus the reconstructive. He was able to get all specialties in one. And so then he brought it back to America. So it was like really weird, like how that whole thing worked.
He finessed. For sure. He finessed it.